o'clock. We got Seth Wyall aboard with us. And Seth, we're going to talk about weight this morning. Bring him in one time, man. Nice, man. Seth, what's up, man?
Good morning, good morning. I am fine, and I hope you're doing well as all of our viewers.
I'm doing as well. I'm doing as well as I can be. But the topic this morning is very interesting to me. Weight. Because, brother man, I think a lot of people don't understand it. So maybe you could explain it, because I and all do understand it. I and all just get confused. So the floor is yours. Let me hear you.
All right. So the reason why I chose this topic is someone called because they wanted to find out about consultation, and they asked if I deal with weight. I said, well, yeah, I deal with weight as well. And it's like, but I didn't see anything stating weight. And, you know, for years that I've been involved in health and fitness, especially in the fitness, it's weight I've been dealing with for years. So it's something I take for granted. I think everybody know that I deal with weight also. So I don't mention much on it.
Right.
So I decide, you know, let's do a little segment on it so people would know that I definitely deal with weight. You check my Instagram profiles and stuff from before I started the clinic, you would see a lot of before and after pictures of people and their dramatic weight changes.
Right.
All right. So when it comes to weight, we have to understand certain things. What does the weight of the body consist of? Now, the general consensus would be that you consist of two things: fat and lean mass. All right. Now, I like to go a little further and add on two to it. So I'll break down lean mass a little bit more in the category of bone density and lean tissue. And when it comes to fat and then water.
Okay.
So you have fat mass, which is what people want to get rid of. You have water mass that fluctuates, and that could fluctuate on a daily basis. You have muscle mass. Now, that's something you don't necessarily want to fluctuate, but it can be affected depending on what you're doing, and some people might specifically want to lose muscle mass based on certain things. For example, a boxer, if they want to get within a particular weight range, right, to reach in a different category, they can embark on a nutritional part or a health part to reduce their mass to get down in that weight range, all right, so they could compete. And then you have bone density mass that you don't want to lose at all.
Right.
So those are the four factors that contributes to one's total weight. All right. Of course, people want to get the fat loss.
The belly fat. That's the killer.
That's what people trying to target. Now, to understand that how fat is lost, we first have to understand fat in general. All right. And when you look at that, you want to look at how much fat someone is born with. Right? The average human being, it ranges by around 30 billion fat cells for the average person. It can fluctuate a little bit between 25 to 35 billion fat cells that one is born with. Right? Now we're talking billions. Yes, so this is a lot, but that is equivalent to around 30 pounds of fat.
Okay.
Right? For somebody to have, the average adult person. Now, your fat, the amount of fat that you have, fat cells you have, is determined within your earlier years. So under the age of 24 plays a crucial time with regards to fat. Now I'm going to explain some things here, and I'm going to, this is to help parents understand certain things, because we sometimes take what we feed our children for granted. The amount of fat cells you have should range between 25 to 35 billion. That number usually stays the same throughout your entire life.
Okay.
You lose about 10% every year, but the body basically replaces that 10%. Now, there are people today who have between 100 to 150 billion fat cells. Yeah. Right? Remember, it's supposed to be between 25 and 35.
Yeah.
Now, what happens is, in your early years, from birth coming all the way up, that's when the body focuses on more multiplying or increasing its fat cell amount.
Okay.
Those are crucial stages. Based on what you feed an individual, you can increase the amount of fat cells that they have past the limit that it should have. Now, once you increase that number is believed to not change.
Okay.
So let's say you increase your fat cells to, let's say, 50 billion. Now remember, it's supposed to be between 25 and 35.
Yeah.
And you increase it to 50 billion. When you reach in your 20s, over 24 years, that number would not reduce. When you lose weight, it's just the size of your fat cells would shrink, which means you already have an excess amount of fat cells. So it is now difficult to keep the excess fat off because those fat cells can now easily be filled because they are already there. This is why you might see individuals who might eat the same thing as other people, but they might gain fat faster than those other people, or those other people might never gain any excess fat. Yeah. That's because
I raised my hand, that's me.
Right. So that's because in the earlier stages, what they were fed caused them to gain excess amount of fat cells.
Okay.
All right. So now I'm saying that because statistically speaking, and I did a segment on this sometime before, probably last year, Trinidad has been ranked at number 8 in the world for obesity in children under the age of 5. For obesity in children under the age of 5. Which means, and parents need to understand this, you do not know what you are feeding your kids. You do not know. Plain and simple. The statistics shows that, right? Don't say you know what you are feeding your kids. Don't say I feed them healthy stuff, because I can assure you that you do not know, or else the statistics would not be there. Also, overweight and obesity statistics for children under the age of 18 in Trinidad and Tobago has skyrocketed from 12% to around 60% today. Right? So, again, parents, do not say that you know what to feed your kids. You do not know.
Okay.
The statistics are clearly indicating that they do not know. Right? So, parents are feeding their children the wrong set of foods, many of which they are thinking it's healthy for the child, but it isn't. And this is what, of course, Stefan, I could tell you this. Every single person I do a consultation with is in shock when I show them the information. And that's why I tell them, the reason why I always use my laptop for my consultations is because I want them to see where my information is coming from and know that I am not making it up, because the truth is stranger than fiction.
Of course. Yeah.
Right? So I let them know, I said, watch it good. See that I am not making up this information. This information is readily available and it's from the credible sources. Right? And of course, you know I always use credible sources.
Of course, yes.
Right?
I've seen sources used.
Yeah. We understand that it is crucial what a child has to consume in the early stages to prevent them from a lifetime of health issues, because as you increase in fat cells increases your chances of insulin resistance, hormonal imbalances, and basically all cause of diseases, because it increases inflammation in the body. So we have to be very crucial with regards to such. So what we would do in the future segment, we're going to look at 2 very important factors when it comes to fat gain and fat loss in the human body, and that has to do with insulin and glucagon, right? Insulin and glucagon, and we are going to look at the relationship between these 2 hormones, right, and how they contribute to the body storing fat and burning fat. Right?
Okay.
So that understanding is going to help us better understand that what we need to do in order to get our health in a gear. Keep in mind, these are short segments, right? These are short segments. You wouldn't get all the information.
Yeah.
If people don't have opportunity to ask their questions. And when it comes to the diet, your diet has to be guided and coached. Because many people think, okay, I could just get this little piece of information and boom, I could change my diet.
No, you mentioned something there. A diet has to be coached.
Yes.
Let me tell you something, man. That is probably the truest, most accurate, factual thing that you will hear today, people. People go, and I've done it on several occasions. I told people, I said, I started not really, because we never had the conversation where we went in deep and you explain all the things that you explain to your clients, right? I just call you on some basic stuff and you say, well, boy, try ABC, but we never really, got into the discussion deep. And I just tried the simple things that you said. And over a 2 to 3 week period, I saw that my body was taking a specific shape. And you told me that's what you call the Goldilocks look.
Yeah.
Right. And it was hard to maintain, right? Now here's the thing. I have looked at other diets that exist. And the problem is, when you read about a diet, right? And you go about your business trying to implement that diet, and you don't have somebody coaching you, right? On what to do, when to do it, how to do it, wherever. Usually it doesn't work, right? And you give up on that and you say, look, that'll work. But it's not that. It's just that you're not implementing it properly because you just don't know how to. So when you say that a diet has to be coached, I'm telling you that is, to the viewers, that is the most accurate statement that you will get all day. And in terms of calls set, next week, what you want to do with this topic? You're going to the two different hormones?
Well, yeah, the insulin and the glucagon. Yeah.
Okay, so what we could do next week, because next week, Tuesday, wait, hold on. Let me make sure. Hold on. I had to check that date, because next week, Tuesday, we may not. That's now. Next week, Tuesday is the 30th. I will have to inform you about that because I'm supposed to fly out that day.
Okay, no problem.
Right,
no
and
problem.
then we are breaking on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So what I will do, I know what I will do. I will talk to you. I know what we'll do. And we could do it in a way where we could maybe accommodate some calls and that kind of thing.
No
all right?
problem.
Because either we have to do a shortened version of breaking on that morning where we finish at 7, or we may have to take an alternative route, but I'll figure that out during the course of the day, but I will inform you on what we're doing. All right? But that's what you said there?
Yes.
I'm telling you.
Now, since the Holistic Health Clinic started, I have, of course, adjusted and made changes. Of course, always trying to improve. So what I do with clients now, that those that are on my program, they have a daily questionnaire to fill out. Daily. That would help me to track if they're following my guidance with what I have guided them with regards to what they're consuming and how the body is responding, different responses of the body. And that information now, that helps me to understand what is going on with them, how their internal health is operating, their digestive system and so forth, because of the different factors that has to be looked at, that they have to track. It also causes them to become more self-conscious. Because you have to track all these things with your body, you are automatically paying closer attention to how your body is responding.
Right.
So then you now gain insight into what's happening with your body when you eat this or that or whatnot, and how you can overcome those issues, if it's a negative issue or a positive issue, or how you can maintain the positive issue. And that way, eventually, when you get off of my program, you continue to eat that way, and you now could continue reaping the benefits for the rest of your life. I would like for everybody to reach a point like me where you no longer get sick. So no more money is going towards pharmaceuticals, no more money is going towards healthcare systems and all those things. All right, so that's the type of program I have, because diet has to be coached. And when it comes to weight loss or weight gain, you have to understand it, because many people have acquired weight loss, but they lose a lot of muscle mass and bone density. Right?
True.
So they see a little bit of fat loss, but the majority of the weight that has gone is their lean mass, which is very unhealthy weight loss. Right? Now, some people just simply look at the scale and think, once I have that weight down on the scale, it means I am healthy and perfectly fine. Well, this time they have run themselves into a worse health situation. All right?
Right. But
so you have to understand that.
Yeah, we will talk about that further. I will call you during the course of the week, and we will decide what we're doing next week. But thanks a lot for joining us this morning, and I'm very interested to hear the discussion, the continued discussion on this topic. If not next week, when I return from Antigua. But it'll be one or the two, but we will figure that out. All right, cool.
All right, then.
Yeah.
Great. All right, thanks for having me.
No problem, Seth. So that's Seth Viola board on the inside there. Wait.